it's time for me to let it out. I refuse to run it right. I must let it out. I refuse to run it right. All the weight is lifted off my shoulders. I will not hold this in any longer. I know you thought that it would kill me, but it has only made me stronger. Conversation as well tonight, 302-312-3534. Now, you know how I always start out with me, what I've been through.
Right.
So I'm gonna go, and for me, I had a procedure done, and I didn't get a second or third opinion. I had a whole hysterectomy done, and it was just too late after that because somebody told me you could have went around all that.
Wow.
But it was too late.
Right.
But I mean, it's done, and I can't reverse it. But I've been dealing with it. I'm okay.
Yeah.
But it could have been avoided. My understanding. But things happen. So you got to get these second and third opinions to make sure that this is right for you to do.
Yeah.
Before you jump into it. Have you ever experienced anything like
Oh
that?
yeah, I'm a medical case in its own. Yeah. Sometimes you have to get those opinions, because one doctor prescribed me a medication that completely worked for me. Another doctor told me, "Don't use it. Let me take you off. Let me try something else."
Right.
That's why they call it the practice.
Yes.
So they practicing on what will work for you. Now, the one doctor who told me, who prescribed me the medicine, I loved her to death. She was wonderful.
Right.
She took great care of me and my wife, and she did some great work with us. But then when she moved on to move down south, we couldn't follow her there. But so we had to go back to other doctors, and they took me off of certain medications that didn't work at all. Some things that didn't go right. And it's best for me to keep going on and find out what doctor, will look into what's going on.
Right.
So
Welcome. Good evening.
Good evening, PJ. So it's like I'm trying my best to see what will work for me on different occasions.
Yeah.
One doctor told me not to use knee brace.
Right.
The other doctor said, "Yeah, you need knee brace." so it's going back and forth.
You don't know who
right.
Yeah.
So I'm a medical case in its own. I'm telling you, I had to talk to a lot of doctors.
Right.
They looked at me like, "Oh boy, we got to fix what now?"
Hello, D Nasty. Welcome. Hi, love. Hi, baby. My daughter, softer than butter.
Oh.
Yeah. When it comes to that, it's really important to go and get those, second and third opinions because, I know some people who just jump into it like myself, but then it's good to get that feedback because you're like, okay, I have a choice.
Right.
I have choices to make. I can either do it this way or just wait because sometimes it's not as serious as the other person stated.
When you see it, right. See, there's always a way around to do certain things.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like I had I was going to get the gastric bypass at one time.
Ooh.
Right. This is when I was a lot bigger than I am now.
Yeah.
So what happened was the doctor said, "Oh, all right, you go to the seminars, you go do this, you do that." I went through all of it. I mean, everything. Did the test. They made sure everything was good, and then he said, "Well, in order for you to be considered a good candidate,
Right.
you got to start losing some of the weight yourself." So I was like, okay, so if I got to lose the weight myself, what is the point of the actual surgery?
Right.
And he was like, well, it's to make sure that your body is starting to get healthy enough to accept the surgery and everything else.
Right.
I said, okay, so 2 days before the surgery,
Right.
I done lost a crap load of weight, and I was like, I'm done. I ain't going in. I'm not getting there and getting cut up if I'm already doing it
Yeah.
myself. And I
Yeah.
did a great job by myself. So I'm sitting there like, nah, we good. I ain't doing it. They said, Mr. Jones, you not going? No, we all right. We all right. That's I don't need to get cut up. I'm not saying for anybody else that may not work. I'm telling you, if it works for you, it
Right.
works for you. But it was a situation where I seen myself actually doing it myself. So I was like, I didn't need it.
Right.
So I thought I was just being lazy anyway. So I just took it away and said, nah, I'm going to go ahead and do it myself. Started losing, came down good, okay.
Yeah. And also, you try to be, you try to listen to what they tell you.
Right. right.
Firsthand. You're like, oh, should I really do this or shouldn't I?
Right.
So,
Right.
and then when you drop that gun, you're like, why did I do that? And that's where I was at that point in time. Like,
Right.
wait a minute, I could have still had my, you know what I mean? But like I said,
Yeah.
and they were like, okay, well, if you hadn't, somebody told me this, if you would have left the meat alone, you wouldn't have had to have that hysterectomy.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Yeah, but but we still have to get those, ourselves checked to make sure that we're not jumping into something that's gonna, not really help us later on.
Right.
Because
right.
You're jumping the gun by not, getting
Yeah.
the help that you really need the second time around.
And it's like when you're not sure,
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
always that point when you're
Yeah.
not sure. If you
Yeah.
feel like, and I said this before, if you felt like you still have to ask questions about it, consult. Start looking around. Talk to other doctors. Talk
Like,
to
wait a
someone.
minute.
Talk to ask a nurse. Sometimes they help on.
Yeah, let me go. Let me check someone else first. Let me
Right.
make some phone calls before I
Right.
say yes to this.
You got to
Because
because
then you regret it. really
you get
regret
nervous
it.
because anytime they're going inside you, there's always a risk.
It's a mistake.
There's
it's
always a risk, and you
Yeah.
got to be careful with it.
Yeah, and they just jump into it, and you're basically jumping the gun before. Phew,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You get blood work, such as blood work, surgeries, anything that has to do with medical.
Right.
You really need to make sure that you're
That you're covered. You got to be
Covered,
be careful because it's like I've heard times where people had a false cancer diagnosis.
yeah.
I heard people that went through that, and it was like really scary for that
Yeah.
person, like for a good minute.
Yeah.
Come to find out, nah, that wasn't what it was. And
Exactly. Yeah.
why did you even put it out there first?
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Like my daughter stated, like this vaccine, they ain't done enough research for me.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they
She's
found
right
out
about that.
also, she also right, because they
Yeah.
found out that one of them was a placebo.
Yes.
And they trying to
Yeah.
make sure that
Yeah.
they give out the right ones now.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Yeah. And the one for cancer treatments.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Brenda. Welcome.
Good
welcome,
evening, baby.
welcome. Yeah. So we got to be careful. I remember I asked my doctor. I was like, okay, now, can you tell me what's in this stuff?
Right.
And when he said, I was like, okay, I'm not going to get the shot because you can't tell me what's in it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to tell me what's going on before I
Exactly.
put something in my body. And some people are like, oh, you need to take it. Everybody's different.
Right.
Everybody's different.
Right.
I met this lady yesterday, and she told me that she was in the hospital with her sister because her sister took the vaccine and
Right.
she's not doing well after she took it. A couple of her family members aren't doing well after taking it.
Mm.
So
And that's the
That's
thing. I
just
think it's more so that they got to be sure of
yeah.
any side effects that it can happen to anybody. That everything you take is a risk anyway.
Exactly, exactly,
You're taking it
exactly.
at your own risk anyway. So if you
Yes,
feel like
yes.
it's going to do you good
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
take it and
yeah,
it makes you sick, all
yeah,
right, that was
yeah.
the risk factor there.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
you always want to make sure that
Hmm.
the doctors have everything that they can find that you're allergic to make sure that
Hmm.
it's not
Hmm.
in this
And then you got
medication.
to find out too about like this is. I think this is what I'm gonna say. It's coming right to my head. You're gonna have to go in there to the doctor's office and let them know what's going on with you as well
Hmm.
before you get the shot, so they can know
Exactly.
how to handle that situation.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You don't want to hurry. I'm just taking it. There you go. You're stuck. You
Right.
know. So
So
yeah,
you have to know
yeah,
yourself as well to be
yeah.
sure that there's enough stuff. Like I could tell you now, what
Mm.
I miss on what I'm allergic to, I
Yeah,
guarantee you, my wife will tell you the rest.
yeah,
It's like I'm pretty much allergic to the world, and here comes spring, and I'm about to be shut down. But but
yeah, yeah.
it's like you still have to be able to be careful with a
Exactly.
lot of medication, any
Hmm.
medication.
Yeah, yeah.
I was taking a diabetic medicine that just so happened to be a placebo, and it really wasn't for that.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
wanted me to figure out how to change my own diet the way I am, and that way
Yeah, yeah.
the medicine wouldn't be kind of necessary.
Right. Yeah.
But if I see myself taking the medicine,
Yes.
they'll say I'm thinking to myself, all right, so this is going to keep me healthy, so I got to
Yeah.
do something right by this, that, and the other. But it wasn't that pill wasn't for was a
That's
placebo,
placebo.
right?
Right.
It was actually not there. It's not really working. So they was like, hold up. So are you taking? I'm like, yeah, I'm taking the medicine that you
Right.
telling me.
Hmm.
They said, are you trying to live by the guidelines of what's going on with what you're eating? At this time, I actually was doing right,
Right.
but my sugar wasn't dropping the way it's supposed to. So they said, oh, so let's try this medicine.
Yeah.
So it's like all of a sudden, let's change it.
Right.
And then when I talked to one of the nurses, they was like, oh no, that was a placebo. That thing didn't really work for nobody.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, are you serious? They said, yeah, but he got you on the right thing now.
Right. Right.
And at the
Yeah.
time, I wasn't into that area like, oh, I'm a sue. I was more so into that area where I was
Right.
like,
Yeah.
all right, I just got to save my life. What's going on now?
Yeah.
I went to
Yeah.
panic mode.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
there's some
Yeah.
medicines out there you got to be just be
Yes.
careful with.
Yeah. That's like I went to the doctor and they said I was borderline diabetic
Mm.
and they gave me this big pill. I'm not taking that. This is what in my mind I'm like, okay, you need to change this yourself. So I
Mm.
asked my daughter-in-law what's the name of the stuff that she was taking. So come to find it, it's the same one that she was taking. I'm like, I'm not taking that.
Yeah,
I
boy.
have to reverse this on my own. You know what I mean? I'm not going to listen to what you're telling me. Oh yeah, you're diabetic all of a sudden. You know what I mean? And yeah, we can't do that. And Crystal stated that salted butter, excuse me, baby, is scary. And
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
it is.
And it
It
is.
is.
It is very scary.
And that's
She's
why
not lying.
And that's why I'm so glad my wife is a med tech, boy, or she knows
Yeah.
medicine like that.
Yeah.
Because that woman tells me everything. All right, baby, look, that one right there, you're going to be in the house for a couple of days for that one.
Yeah.
She's going to be in the house for a couple of days. And she let me know quick. So that's the thing that I kind of like about that. So even medication, you always need that second and third opinion at times because you want something that's going to work for you, not work against you.
Yeah.
You don't want
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
you got to go all day
Yeah.
and rest all night, and they're going
Yes.
to give you something that's going to make you sleep
Yeah.
all day
Yeah.
and be up all night. So you
Right.
got to
Yeah.
always get that.
That's so true. That's
Yeah.
so true. Yeah. With a serious condition, it's good to get verification.
Always.
Before you do all that too, because sometimes, it's good to be quiet and go to another doctor just to see what they're going to say. Because sometimes when they'll say, well, what did the other doctor say? You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to
Right.
shut it up and just
Let
go
them
to
tell
another-
you
yeah.
and see what
Like,
it is that you
no.
can cook. Oh, we got to call her.
Okay. Welcome to Let It Out. Who am I speaking with?
What's going on? It's Smack. Y'all got a good show tonight.
Hey,
Thank
Smack.
you.
Hey.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about when you're talking about the medications. I just found out 2 weeks ago with everything that I'm going through, And when Raphael was talking about suing, I mean, thought came to my mind. But I'm about to tell y'all, but
Right.
I'm just glad to be living.
Yeah.
So back in December, my doctor prescribed me 2 medications for my legs.
Mm-hmm.
One is Lyrica, and the other one is like dicyclo something
Oh,
that's
God.
for pain, and I take as needed.
Right.
So I picked up the medication, and Walgreens never said that it would complicate anything. They just gave me my prescriptions, because
Yeah.
I also take blood pressure medicine.
So you on a blood thinner
Yeah.
and that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
So
that
here we go.
combination.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have a little situation at work, and it was, it caused me to, as right now, I'm out on short-term disability.
Okay.
But to make a long story short, I had to change where I get my medication. So now I'm going to CVS.
Okay.
So they moved everything over, 90-day supply. Boom, I ain't even got paid nothing. And this one pill, I was paying $60 for this medicine, right?
Yeah.
That's expensive.
So when I go to pick this medication up from CVS, they say, yeah, you need to talk to the pharmacist. I said, but why? I take this medication all the time.
Right.
Yeah, but didn't they tell you that this dicyclo something causes your blood pressure medicine to be less effective?
Right.
I said, what?
Yeah.
Call my neurologist. My
Yes.
neurologist said, see, I told you you ain't had no cluster headaches.
Right.
It was the medication, so I
Right.
had to get with my doctor so that he could change some things up. But it's very important to read a little information package
Yes, all
and
that.
to ask questions,
Yes.
especially when you're on other medication.
Right.
Yes, so
And
true.
now I'm looking at possibly having to have back surgery. You talk about second and third opinions on
Yes.
procedures.
Yes.
I definitely agree because I've been told that I needed to have back surgery years ago, but I'm glad I waited.
Right.
And this is like my fifth opinion now. I'm keeping it real. This is the fifth
Okay.
doctor I've been to.
Yeah, you need
Okay.
to.
You have
And
as much as you can.
you
Yeah.
know, but now the procedure that I may possibly have to get done is different than when I first started out. So I feel more comfortable
Right.
in doing this procedure, getting it done. Several
Right.
people I know have had it already. So, sometimes it's worth getting that second and third opinion
Right.
because doctors make mistakes.
Yes, they do.
Everybody make mistakes. Shoot, a Bay Health misdiagnosed me, a whole hospital with a doctor,
Right.
And that's why I was like, why they calling this cluster's headache, but the right side of my body is weak like I don't know what.
Right.
The side effects.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just want to tell you a good show,
Thank you.
very
Thank you.
informational,
Thank you.
good advice that you give it to your listeners, and I just wanted to share my story. Y'all keep, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Keep up with these great titles, man. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you so
thank
much,
you.
man.
You're welcome.
God, did you hear that, man?
Yeah. I mean, she was talking about cluster headaches, and it's funny because I was dealing with that. And they gave me this medicine called Ematrax. It is 1,000 milligrams, and you take one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, your whole body just wants to shut down. So yeah, it's like one of those pills that don't you know how some pills make you woozy, make you feel high or whatever.
Yeah.
This pill used to make you feel like you chewing something. It was just you sitting there, you like, yeah, how y'all doing? You just zoned out after a while. Your mind is just
baby.
the headache go away, but everything else seems like you just forgot everything you're supposed to do.
Slow, huh?
All of a sudden, you start talking slow, slurring everything, and that was a strong medicine. That was really, really strong.
Yeah,
and then there was another person said, "Oh, you might not be suffering from headache clusters."
It's the medicine. Wow.
And it was putting you down, boy.
Yeah.
But she was like, yeah, she was right. Some medication actually cancels out the other.
Yeah, that's
And
so
you
true.
got to be careful of what you're taking and how much of you taking now. She's taking a blood thinner and Lyrica, which is for basically for nerves
Yes,
and everything
yes.
else. Now, if she was taking them both at the same time, I guarantee you, if she sneezed real hard, she felt the tingling in her fingertips.
Really?
Yeah, it does that. It does that. I was on that, I sneezed and you felt it shoot through your veins, you felt the tingling in your fingertips because it's opening up your veins
Right,
good enough.
right,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness, that thing is crazy.
Nah,
But yeah.
that's crazy. Hello, Alicia.
Hey, Alicia, how you?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I remember I used to do nurse's aid work, and I was picking up this patient, and my whole legs was giving out on me. And one doctor that was at Christiana was like, "You need surgery." And I was like, I don't think I just wanted somebody to just go ahead and just start doing what they have to do on me right
Right.
away. I'm like, no, we need to find something else. Then they started talking about a special shoe. I'm like, no, you were. I'm not wearing a special shoe
Right.
to put me back where I need to be to line me back up. And I was
So
like,
they
no.
didn't say it was a nerve in your back or anything?
Yeah, I had a nerve in my
Yeah.
back that was messed up really
That was
bad.
messing up that side. Yeah.
From me lifting,
Wow.
lifting on patients up and stuff like that. So it really, did a thing on my legs and
Right.
stuff like that.
It
Like
does
now and then
that,
still,
yeah.
my legs act a little funny. But yeah, they was just trying to hurry up and just do something. I'm like, no. And then I went to another doctor, and that's when he's like, you know what, we're not going to do this.
Right.
But they wanted to do it at Crozier Hospital, and all, it was just too much. But they wasn't giving me no good percentages. So
Right.
when they don't give you good percentages, you gotta back away. Like, okay, let me
Yeah.
just deal with the pain. I still have numbness now and then and all that, but
Right.
I'm here. I don't want all that. The needles in the back. The
That's
chiropractor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a headache. Yeah.
It's like one year, when I first started getting diagnosed for having headache clusters, they were trying to figure out why I kept having headaches. So one year I had like 2 spinal taps. I'm sitting there like, oh boy, and that right there like added
Yeah.
to some of the
Yeah.
problems that I was having
Yeah.
with having a headache. Then I went to another doctor, and they said, "So you still have a lot of headaches?" I said, "Yeah."
Yeah, because it's that pressure. It's
That-
going up against your sciatic. You know what I
And-
mean? Did you ever have that jump up in the middle of the night where you're like, ugh?
Actually, I didn't start having these pains until like recently. Like I already had like back pains due to an accident I was in,
Okay.
but this nerve pain thing that was going up my back that was giving me headaches, they wasn't sure what it was, so they gave me all sorts of different kind of medications that would help me, to manage the headaches.
Right.
And some of them worked. Some of them worked a lot, but I was trying to figure out. They had one medication I was on. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was helping me manage my headaches. But it was also like elevating my sugar.
Yeah.
So they had to figure out how to get
Do all
that.
this. Yeah. That's
And it's like like I said, the thing is called a practice for a reason
Yeah,
because they are
exactly.
truly practicing on you. I'm telling you.
And some people just want to hurry up and just do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think you need to do it now. There's no
Right.
waiting. We need to hurry up. That word. We need to hurry up and do it now.
Right.
You're like scared, like, oh my God, let me hurry up and let you do. You know what I mean? So you have no choice, But it's
They
good
scare
to-
you into it. Yeah, they make you want to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, like you have no choice. You need to get this out right now. You're experimenting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like I have
You want that Myrney. That's all. You want the Myrney from us. That's
It's like I have a torn meniscus in my knee, and it was like, all right, you're not over 50, so we're not going to do the surgery. Okay, so I'm just going to stand there and be hurting. So after a while, my knee was killing me. I'm right now in physical therapy for my knee. So that actually helped
Yeah.
me stabilize my knee more. But they said, well, you're almost 50, so they might end up being ready to do the surgery. I'm like, what? Well, I got to wait till I'm 50 to do the surgery. They said it doesn't work that long. I mean,
Right.
you gotta do everything you're supposed to.
Right. Brenda stated, do you suffer from restless legs?
I guess that's the question for you because I know
me?
my baby. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I now and then, like if I sit too long, I feel it. Like my legs will be so numb. So I try to keep, try to sit to where I'm comfortable, where I'm not hurting too much. Now and then my legs are getting numb. Like I said, if I'm on a stall too long, my legs go numb, but whose legs don't? But I'm okay. I'm handling it. You know what I mean? So it just depends. Like I said, my sitting. And who's that?
It's Smack, and I'm trying to see. I ain't got glasses on the first.
Okay, Smack stated facts that did happen. Wow. Okay, mine is called spinal stenosis. Yeah, spinal stenosis. Yeah, and yeah,
I can't see it all.
Yeah, but that's what that is.
Yeah,
everybody's going through that. You know what I mean, with your back and stuff like that. So they was giving me needles in my back and
Right.
all that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh gosh, like how many times do you need to do this? Then they put dye in my back.
Oh.
They put dye in my back.
Yeah, to
so
see
they
the
could
veins
what's
and
going
everything.
on.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. Then they sent me somebody else. I'm like, all this stuff is too much. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah. So D Nasty stated.
D Nasty said the doctors want to give you a bunch of pills and will tell them you want to look for a natural remedy while you are while you're
Offended.
Yeah. You got to. I mean, they get upset when you want to do natural stuff.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that.
Oh my goodness, they want to tell you to buy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, my insulin. Yes, I am diabetic. My insulin was $1,000. I'm sitting there like, oh, y'all want me to die? I ain't gonna be able to do that. It was $1,000 for my prescription, and I was like, oh, I had to jump around to different places to find this. I was like, oh no.
Did AstraZeneca and them jump in or anything like that?
The other company that does that, some places they do provide a program. You call them. You call them, and you ask them, do they have anything that they can give you on like their trial program?
Yeah.
And it's actually the actual medicine, but they just want to be able to help people who can't get it.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it took a minute, but I finally got a place where I can get it. I was like, oh, my goodness, I'm not going to make it. Right. I said, I'm not going to make it if I don't do this.
Right. Okay, you guys, we'll be right back. We're going to go to a video called Super Lover by Carla G. We'll be right back.
Super Lover.
Sometimes I say things that I don't mean, that gets you so upset. Sometimes you will do some fuck shit that I don't like, that gets me so upset. We always seem to fuss and fight. We can't seem to get it right. I can't believe you did that shit. Wait, I can't believe you pulled that shit. You got me. You got me. You got me so upset. Got me on a roller coaster. I don't wanna push you over. I just wanna bring you closer. I just wanna put your face between my hips, kiss these lips, let me spread them open for ya. Can we just apologize? Can we just compromise? I don't wanna waste no more time.
Hello,
Hey,
hello.
hey.
Welcome back to Let It Out. Topic for tonight is, do you think it is necessary to do a medical procedure without a second or third opinion? If you want to get in on the conversation, please don't hesitate to call 302-312-3534.
Yes.
Hello, Daisha. I hope I'm saying it right. Welcome to Let It Out. Brenda stated,
Yeah, they're losing money. Yeah,
Yeah.
when they're doing the medication thing,
Yeah.
they're losing money.
yeah.
And less visits. Yeah, that Zoom thing is crazy. How do you get checked on Zoom? I mean, don't sometimes they gotta put hands on,
Yeah.
and you're going to do it on Zoom? How? I could tell you everything wrong with me if you let me sit in my house long
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
I could tell you I got a lot of problems just to have you sit there and talk to me on Zoom for a while. Come on, man, you gotta really check them.
Exactly. And that's why I was like, when I had bronchitis and I had pneumonia, I was like, I'm going to heal myself.
Mm.
So my son suggested, Mom, he said, get some honey,
Mm.
some lemon. We say honey, lemon, onion, garlic,
Mm-hmm.
orange peels, the works.
boil it up.
Yeah, and boil it and inhale that. And I actually got better. You know, because I was like, this medicine is, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you get used to that, and then you get the side effects and all
Right,
that. I'm like, this
right,
is not
right.
working for me. I need something else to do. So I did that, you know, and it worked. And I feel much better.
Because
you
it
know?
does, the
It
ginger and
opens your
stuff
lungs
alone
up
will
and
open
everything.
you up, right?
Yeah.
Because burning that ginger actually can do it, sometimes
Yeah.
alone. But if you need
That
the rest
extra-
of the, you need to
So I'm
open
glad
up.
I did that because, I feel much better. And I was up and ready, you
Right.
know, to get back to where I was doing, because I was like, oh gosh, I ain't never felt like this before. You know, I felt like really weak and everything.
Right,
you
right,
know,
right.
But I'm glad I did that. But we do need to go to natural herbs and heal ourselves. I was talking to
As much
somebody
as you
about that
can.
today.
Right.
Yeah, you need to heal yourselves.
Try-
best way you can.
Us as folks
Yes.
really need to get into our roots and understand that.
Yes.
There are ways that we can heal ourselves without spending a
Yes.
lot of money.
Yes, and it's been around
And
for many
forever.
many years. Yeah.
Forever. Now,
Yes.
I know a lot of people have different remedies for a hot tidy, but I'm gonna let you know something. When I was younger, they gave me a hot tidy that made me walk the house. I was asleep. And I was just looking for some place cool to be. My
Right.
body was sweating
Yeah.
so much from it that I leaned up against the wall, and my mother woke me up like, "Come on, you gotta go to bed." I'm like, "Ma, it's hot in there. I can't do this." And that's what the hot tidy is supposed to do. Now, I don't know how many grand folks, old folks, has actually
Yeah.
done it.
Yeah.
But they used to make me not only drink the liquor that was in the
Yeah.
tea,
Yeah.
but also you had
Hennessy.
it. Ours was Old Granddaddy 100,
Ooh.
the old one. So it was. We had to do that and
Right.
eat the onions and everything that was in
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then you
yeah.
pretty much fall out from it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but you sweat everything out.
Exactly. I remember my friend told me this. She told me to put onions at the bottom of my
Your
feet,
feet,
with,
yeah.
with some socks. And I was like, huh?
Mhm.
She said, sis, I'm telling you, you're going to tell me that you're going to feel better, And I was like, what? She said, yes, you're going to feel much better. She said, her and her husband don't even go to the doctors.
Right.
They, she's like, look, I got something for that.
Mhm.
Put it, the onions up in your chest. And
Yeah.
all that. Yeah. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
PJ, like, yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
And
the remedies. Yeah.
and believe it or not, it's still on the market and it's
Yeah.
still old. Is that
Yeah.
Vicks Vapor Rub? It
Yeah,
do open you up
yeah,
too?
yeah. And you know what I do too? Apple cider vinegar.
Yeah,
Mother's
I was
apple cider
told about
vinegar.
the apple
Take
cider.
a teaspoon of that with some. This is what I do. I put in a bottle of water with lemon and honey.
Yeah.
And shake
Right.
it up real good, and I drink it. My husband's like, ooh. And sometimes I put it in my tea. Like I
Right.
make turmeric tea with ginger
Yeah,
and
yeah,
lemon, and I do that
My actually
with my
D,
sea moss.
actually D Nasty was telling me about putting turmeric in my tea at one time.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on, I'm taking the turmeric pills. He's like, no,
No,
get
it's
the
tea.
natural turmeric.
Yeah, and
turmeric.
make it yourself. Cut them,
Right.
out real good. Put your ginger in the water. You know what I mean? Let it boil.
He was
Honey,
telling me to do
yes.
that.
Yes,
I was like,
yes.
okay. My wife started looking at some natural things,
Mm-hmm.
and we were trying some of them. I guess it's a taste thing. I forgot what she had me take a teaspoon of, but it tasted like I was swallowing liquid cigarette ashes, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was
And
like,
yes, and that's what it is, Brenda.
Mhm.
Yep, Irish sea moss. I take that every morning with my tea.
It
every
is
morning.
good.
It is. I
It
usually
is
eat it with a
good.
teaspoon
Right.
or what have
And
you.
that's what we was doing
And
every
I take
morning.
my ashwagandha every morning. I'm on it.
That's
I'm
what,
on it.
but see that
D. Nancy said what? Turn everything yellow. Yes,
Yeah.
it does, and it's so good. It's so good though.
but
it's
that
good for you.
that sea moss, I love you, baby. That sea moss does different on men than it do for women. So men got to be careful with the sea moss. I'm just
Really?
gonna say it like that. It does something different to men that it doesn't do for women. That sea moss will get you wanting to jump every dog, every woman, everything that you see. It heightens your system. It makes you want to do grown things. Yeah,
Oh my.
yeah. It really does that. And
Yeah.
mm,
Brenda status. I'm soaking now. You know what?
yeah, she's soaking the sea moss now.
Is she?
Yeah, she about to make some now.
Oh.
So she does it, and like I said, when she do it, it's actually good. But I try not to be in it
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
All natural. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And also, it's good for your face.
yeah.
I put it on my eyebrows and in my hair. I
It's
used
good
to.
for your skin.
Yeah,
But
it's good for your skin. Yeah.
but-
and turmeric is also good for your underneath your eyes, the black, because your eyes be black underneath
Mhm.
there. Yeah, so yeah, you need that.
and hemp oil.
Mm-hmm.
Hemp oil really works for skin, eyebrows, hair.
Symbola was my medicine for a long time as a kid. I take what's that? Honey and tea. Honey
I
and tea.
take Henny and
Henny
Henny.
tea.
Oh yeah. Get that Henny and
fine.
tea
That's
going.
what I'm talking about. It helps you. It
Yeah.
does. But as far as us, getting these second and third opinions is really, really important. You
It
guys.
is. It is.
Don't just jump into it. Don't just listen to the first thing that you hear. Some things, you
Yeah.
can, you can heal some things on your own too.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? So we all, not just some of us, but all of us have a problem with that, with
Mhm.
listening to the doctor as soon as he tell you something. Oh
yeah.
my God, I got it.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh yeah.
sometimes
oh
you're
my
like,
goodness.
okay, you need to go and get somebody else to check you. You know what I mean? So you got to do that. Make sure you do that on.
And
you
I
know,
gotta say this
ongoing.
to us again too.
Yeah.
Please stop listening to the TV and you hear a remedy, a symptom, and you think, "Oh, that's what I got." That is
Yeah.
not what you have.
Yeah.
Go get it checked out first, and find out if you get another opinion about it. Then it's like you have to be sure that if you go natural, make sure that your body can accept the things that it's taking,
Yes.
because some of us have a little bit more in our bodies that really
Yes.
can't take certain things. So be sure that even though you're going natural, make sure that your body can react to it the right way, right? Because I've heard so many people sitting there listening to a problem on TV, and then they run down the symptoms, and I got it. Oh my goodness, that's what I got. That's the problem I have. Then by the time you get finished, you can work yourself into being sick, and a lot of people don't know that. You telling your mind constantly that you're sick,
Ain't nothing wrong
you're going to
with
be
you.
sick.
Cut it out.
But stop thinking that you got every remedy that
Stop
pops
it.
up on TV.
Yeah,
Please.
yeah.
Because that's usually us doing that. I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
yeah.
that's us.
If you guys want to call in and get in on this conversation,
Please do.
Please do. 302-312-3534. Like you were stating earlier about the cancer stuff.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know, that's really serious.
And that's scary.
Get another opinion. Please do that. Don't
That's
just
very scary.
Don't just listen to the first thing you hear from the first doctor that you went to.
Right.
Make an appointment and get yourself checked.
That is true.
Because
You must.
I'm going to tell you this. Tabosha said it. Yes, I did. I ain't biting my tongue. They're making money off of us.
Mm-hmm.
They're just trying to say the first thing. Oh, you got this. What? I do? Yeah. And then they giving you something to add on to the situation,
Exactly.
what makes it worse. So, listen to
So
that.
it's also a thing where they try it on us first.
Yes.
They'll try it on us as black folks first before they put it out. So that means like if it works for you, oh, then now I can issue it to someone else that's not of us.
Color. Yeah.
So you got to be careful at what it is that they're doing. Sometimes they'll throw a new medication that just got on the market on you, and if they didn't really do all the tests that they needed,
Yeah.
now they're doing it by giving it to you. So like I said, it's called the practice. It is not called a definite
Yeah.
that you're getting the right things from your doctor.
Yeah.
They are practicing to see what happens. And unfortunately, a lot of us aren't as wealthy as those who need it. So what end up happening is they test it on us first before they give it to their friends.
Yeah.
So be careful at what you're taking into your body. Your body is still your temple. It's still your temple.
Number one,
You
yeah.
need to make sure that you cleanse that as much as possible.
Exactly. Detox if you have, you know what I mean? Detox
As
yourself.
much as possible. We
Stay
need to
away from the red
detox.
meat.
Wow.
Look, stay away from the red meat if you can. Yeah, you have to try to do that as much as possible. Pierce stated, as a child, I was raised by my grandparents. I rarely took meds. Everything was home remedies.
Yeah.
So I stay away from the meds.
meds,
That's
right,
That's
yeah.
that's really wise. You know, and for you to keep going,
Right.
you know, and keeping up with the same remedies, you know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
That's good because you're not, you know, putting that mess in your body,
It's true.
you know, toxins and all that crap, you know. So that's really wise, and
Yes.
I hope somebody pays attention to that.
And see, my brother, he has this thing, and I don't understand how it worked for him for all these years. He had a problem, medication-wise. He would not take it. He'd go play football. So everything, for some reason, as long as he was active and running and doing everything that he always do, he wouldn't take the medication. It was like his body would actually fight off whatever problem he's
Yeah.
having after a while. But there's sometimes that he may have to take something, but he still try to wing it, like to the point where he ain't got to
Right.
constantly take it. But for some reason, if he needs to take medication, he wouldn't do it. He would just go play sports, and for some reason, he's all right. I don't know how that worked for him. I'm like, maybe I need to have something that would get me generated enough to go and keep pushing like he's doing, and maybe I'll be all right. But yeah, I'm going to tell you, I take a cocktail in the morning, and I take a few in the evening
Right,
before I go to bed.
I was looking at something on the web the other day about natural healing.
Yeah.
And I remember this guy was saying that he was doing the natural stuff, and they said he wasn't able to walk again.
Right.
So when he started doing the natural remedies, he started getting up and walking and, you know, healing on his own and stuff like that. And he didn't listen to what they had to say.
Right.
Because they kept telling him, oh, we're going to give you, you know, your legs are going to be cut off. You're not going to be able to walk again.
Right.
So that's why I say, you know, please just get
Because-
that second and third opinion.
Because it's like, if you notice, like the natural remedies actually cleanse your body as well as take care of your body.
Yeah.
Because everything that's natural is going to work for a purpose in
Yes,
your body
exactly.
that ends up cleansing out the medication and the
and
stuff
everything, yeah.
right that they left behind. Sometimes you got to take certain things that's going to cleanse your blood all the way through.
Exactly. D. Nancy stated, it's a good
Immune
immune
system.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got. I mean, and D Nasty was actually talking about some detox stuff. He's real good on vitamins and stuff as well. So I'll talk to him quite a few times about it, and he's really good on vitamins. And
Well, you need to go to this place called My Yard. They have all that good stuff for you to cleanse your body and everything. It's a good nutrition spot to go to in Camden, Delaware. Shout out to you.
Okay.
Yeah, but you need to go there and you know, and get that taken care of, and you know, eating salads and you know, the meat is what's damaging us, I believe.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, and it's so
it's the
true.
process, the
Yeah.
way they do the meat sometimes now.
Yeah.
The natural way it
it's not
used
like
to
it
be
used
is
to be.
not.
It's not natural anymore. You
And
see
it's-
how them big wings be coming down and
And
yeah,
they
don't
got
look
this
right.
thing saying if you don't kill it yourself to cook it, it's not natural. So it's like, I have a cousin that go hunting all the time, and he has a
My husband does
freezer
that too, yeah.
in his garage full of natural meats like deer, lamb,
Yeah.
and it's like, believe it or not, a lot of this goat meat stuff like that is
Yeah.
better for us than beef. So you got to be very careful.
Pierce stated, I work with sick kids and rarely get sick. I think it's because I don't run for vaccines
Right.
and meds. I eat a lot of veggies.
Right.
That's awesome too. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and D. Nancy said
stated-
it's cloned food.
it is. I believe
I,
it.
I look at that and yeah. Yeah,
it is.
I've been
It
seeing
is.
that a lot lately.
Yeah.
It's like my wife don't eat processed chicken nuggets. Like anything processed, she won't do
My
it.
husband don't want any. He be like, I don't want that stuff.
And she
Yeah.
loves what's it, Chick-fil-A, because a lot of this stuff not processed. So she actually loved that more than any other place that do chicken anything.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a one of those things where nowadays the reason why food is getting more easier to get is because of the processed meats and stuff that they're doing.
Yeah.
Because they want to hurry up and feed people, but what happens is they're feeding you the wrong things. So as it's going in your body, you're gonna have to find something to take it out. But at the same hand, food industry and medicine goes hand in hand. So that means that the medications that you fighting off germs is coming from the germs and some of the stuff that you putting in.
Yeah.
So the medicine has to get taken, it has to be taken care of some
Yeah,
kind of way.
yeah. And it's like the foods that I eat now, I changed,
Mm-hmm.
my diet a little bit, and it's become to where I don't have to wear deodorant because whatever you put into your
Yeah,
body,
that's where you excretes
comes
out, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, okay, all
Right.
right.
So you got to
that's-
be careful
yeah,
with a lot of things.
Yeah.
As much as I was just told recently about virgin oil.
We
got a
you
call?
guys. Come on.
Hey, hello. This is thank you for calling. Let it out. This is Tabosha and Raphael. How you doing?
Hey, Ray, this is D.
Hey,
Hey,
D.
how you doing?
What's going on, man?
I wanted to piggyback off what the Bush said about the meat. The meat is part of the problem. It's a huge part of the problem.
Yes, exactly.
It's a huge part of the problem because a lot of what we're eating today is cloned. It's
Yeah.
literally cloned meat.
Mm-hmm.
And I got into a debate. I got into a heated debate at one point with a guy
Mm-hmm.
that I come to know, and I asked him a couple questions. I was like, look, if you think about how many people are in the world, or how many just in this country, we just want to talk about this country. We can just let's look at the state of Delaware. Y'all in Delaware. Look at how many people in the state of Delaware.
Right.
Right.
Do you think it's that many chickens? Do you think it's that many cows?
Right.
Do you think it's that many fish?
Yeah.
To one for every person. You think
Yeah.
it's really that many? When you say think about it, really think about it.
Yeah.
And if you think it is, then that's what you're thinking. That's fine.
Exactly.
But being real, it's not. So how are they accommodating? How do you go to McDonald's and they pushing out all of these burgers? Is that many cows they getting all these burgers from?
Right.
It's cloned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
It's cloned.
yeah, it is.
So
That's-
is that it's not real, and it's byproduct or whatever else.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They serve 1 billion people, and they serving 1 billion people every year, right?
Yep.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I'm not,
wonder how.
and I'm not gonna lie to you. I was one of them. We were all one of them. Yep. Yeah.
So and we grew up on this stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
And,
Yep.
and just like you said, it's not like it used to be. It was
It's
different
not.
back in the eggs used to taste different back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Everything had a different. It was more natural than it was back then
Right.
than it is now.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's only gonna get worse.
It is.
Yeah.
It is in time. It is.
It's only gonna get worse.
Yes,
That's
it
true.
is.
That's my 2 cents.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, D. Yeah,
Thank
that
you,
is
D,
true,
for
man.
calling in. Thank you for letting it out. Yeah. We
That is actually 100% true. It's
so
like
true. So true.
they were showing a demonstration online one day about the smaller bananas back in the day
Uh-oh,
and
y'all,
the
we got
larger
another
bananas.
caller. Uh-oh. Welcome to Let It Out. You're here with Tabosha and Raphael.
This is Reese, Maurice Nadi.
Bless up, boss.
Hello,
bless up,
hello.
bless
Hello,
up.
Reggie. Bless up, bless up.
Welcome.
Yo, the guy that just called in, he
Yes.
is so on point.
Yes.
He is so on point with everything. The clone meat.
Yes.
America, this I want to say this ain't even been 10 years yet. America okayed the clone meat.
Right.
Yes.
They okayed it.
Yes.
America cannot out-process or export any of its meats at
Wow.
all because the additives and all the steroids that they put in it.
Exactly.
Something that you said earlier about goat being a better meat than that, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do you know what goat eat? Goat eat feces. Goat eat a goat will eat anything. Anything. That's why I stopped eating curry goat over 20 years ago.
Wow.
'Cause
Okay.
I needed to start learning about what I take into my body. The brother's absolutely right. All these GMOs,
Yes.
all these additives. Now, if we're making the chickens big with steroids,
Yes.
and the cows big with steroids,
Yes.
and the pigs big with steroids, and you're eating it, what do you think is going to happen to you?
Right.
You're going to blow up. You're going to get big. You're going to develop all of these ailments that come with eating this type of meat because we are not meat eaters.
Right.
Right.
We are not meat eaters.
Right.
Absolutely not. The book of Leviticus tell you everything that is good for us and everything that is not good for us.
Thank you.
But on this American soil, in survival mode, we got to eat what we can get.
Yes.
When Caribbean people come over here and West Indian people come over here, they get their little piece of land and they start planting a garden.
Yes.
I don't care where you live at. Where you live at in the United States, wherever there's Caribbean people, there's going to be a garden.
Yes,
Right.
it is.
Whether it's a big one or a small one
Yes.
in the house, they planting something
Exactly.
because they know
Yes.
you can't eat this mess here. You cannot eat this mess here, but when you don't have the education, when you
Yes.
don't have the knowledge,
Right.
or in most cases, it's ignorance.
Right.
It's when
Right.
people, you know this ain't good for you, but you're going to
Exactly.
eat it anyway. You know this ain't good for
Right.
you. You know this contributes to every ailment that you got. And then when you go to the hospital, your doctor is going to give you pills that's going to give you side effects for what you went there for. So you need a pill for what you got. You need a pill for the side effect, and you need another pill for the side effect of that pill.
Okay.
A whole bunch of pills.
Yes.
When the order of the day from biblical talk,
Yes.
there is every healing herb on the earth
Right.
to cure every disease that you got.
Right.
Even the ones you haven't thought of yet. The Most High has put every herb on it. We don't talk about the bush doctor.
Right.
We don't talk about the bush doctor because the image of the bush doctor, he's an African. He's learning from hands-on of the herbs and the tonics and herbs that's been passed down through generation to generation and generations to him.
Right.
You don't have to go to the hospital, to some school to learn how to be a doctor to know about these herbs because the bush doctor been telling you about these herbs.
Exactly.
Then whether you go to the hospital and get these pills, then go to the bush doctor or a holistics or a herbalist to cure what you got that gives you no side effects. And the only reason why they won't regulate your
Yes.
herbs and your tonics is because the government cannot profit off of it.
Right.
You can grow your herbs in the backyard, and I'm not talking about marijuana.
Exactly. Not your herbs, yes, to eat. You know, your greens, your vegetables, everything.
In the backyard
Yes.
to cure yourself. There's a guy on
Exactly.
Facebook now named Patrick Delvis.
Yes.
He tells
Dr.
you
Sabi.
everything that you can do to cure your pancreas,
So
to
true.
heal your liver, to heal your intestines, all these things, and they keep trying to shut this man down because
Yes.
these are herbs that you can buy yourself.
Yes. And they don't want us to do that. They don't want us to do that.
They
Doctors.
don't want you to do that.
Exactly. D. Nancy said that. Dr.
Get
Sabi.
money.
Yes. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They
Exactly.
get money for every prescription that they write off. They get some,
Did
you
I
know,
say that?
you have this wonderful drug that comes out to the market. Everybody got to have this bad drug. Oh, this drug is a bad SOB. You got to have it. Your doctor prescribes you this drug.
Right.
You go out and get it. This drug messes you all up. Next thing you know, they take it off the market.
Yes.
They done made all the money.
Yep. So
Wow.
true. So
They done made all the money.
Yep. So true.
That's how I strongly feel about this vaccination because vaccination is this thing becomes a part of your DNA for life. This ain't nothing that you can sweat out.
Right.
This ain't nothing that you can throw up. This is nothing that you can poop out.
It's in
this
there.
is in your DNA structure.
Yes.
Right.
So let's say you decide to have some children,
Yes.
and later on down the line, your children got a elbow growing out his forehead.
Yep.
And then you
Yep.
want to
Right.
see a commercial
Yes.
like they do now. If you took this vaccine and you having problems with this, and this, you might be eligible for a lawsuit. Like, no. That's how they get you. Every commercial that come on TV is some type of disease commercial. You need this drug,
Yes.
or if you took this drug and you got in trouble, you want to sue, I'm here as a lawyer to help you see. Money.
Yes.
Right.
That's what
It's
the
all
medicine is
money.
about.
That's
It's about
what it-
attack on a pharmaceutical company because nobody talk about AIDS curing no more.
Exactly.
Dr. Sebi done cured it.
Period.
We're not talking about AIDS research no more.
Yes,
We don't talk
exactly.
about AIDS research because the amount of money that goes into that research.
Yes.
Right.
You know,
So
with
true.
cancer,
Yep.
we know that cancer can be cured, but if you cure cancer, all that money that goes, the
And
trillions of
medication,
dollars that go to
right,
cancer
right.
research, that comes to all. The $1 trillion that go to AIDS research, that comes to all.
Yes.
What somebody told me before, doctors don't heal nobody. They're not going to, that's money going out the door.
That's so true.
Doctors ain't curing nobody. They get you to the next stop. Because if they heal you, that's
Yeah.
money going out the door and you don't
Right.
have to come back.
So they want you to keep coming back like a car. You know, when you get your car fixed,
I
it's
don't
the
like
same
the
way.
hospital.
Me either.
Right.
Me either. Nope.
I don't like the hospital. Every time I go, I find out something else. I go there for one thing and find out something else. I don't
Right.
like this. I don't like this.
Right.
And I'm a veteran. I'm a vet.
Yes, he is. Yes.
Every time I turn around, they trying to shove this vaccine in my arm. You got to come down here to the VA and take this shot. No, I don't.
You're right.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
It's my
I
choice.
don't do meds like that. I do
Yes.
holistics.
Yes.
I got plenty of holistic books that I give to my friends and stuff like that. Some
Yes.
come back and some don't.
Yes.
I'm talking about my books.
Okay.
Some of my books come back, but some of them don't.
Okay.
As long as it can
Yes.
heal and
Yes.
help somebody, I don't feel as bad about losing my books.
Right.
Okay.
I'm into tuning the human biofield right now.
Okay.
That's what I'm into. Energy.
That's
We're all
awesome.
energy.
That's awesome. And that's what we
We are all
all need.
energy.
Right.
That's what we
Regardless
all
of
need.
religion,
So
regardless
true.
of whatever, we are all
Yes.
energy. And
That's
we
so
are
true.
all relate to each other on a certain frequency.
Right.
Some of
Yes.
us don't reach that certain frequency, so we don't get along. Some people just don't belong around certain people. You know what I'm saying? And it all comes with
Things
a
are
chemical
making sense.
imbalance.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
That's true.
So true. You couldn't have said it
I
better.
would get on Facebook with y'all, but I'm in Facebook jail for something I said earlier, but it's cool. They put me in Facebook jail, man.
Oh boy. Okay.
All right. But it
But
was
that's all I had to say. That's all I had to
okay.
say.
Blessed,
thank you,
sir.
thank
I
you for
thank you.
calling and letting it out.
I thank you. I
Yes.
thank you, sir.
Yes.
Hey, y'all have a good night.
You
man.
too. You too. You too. Woo, you guys, this was a good conversation for tonight.
Fantastic.
I want you
Oh,
guys to
strong
share
show.
this topic
Strong show. I loved it tonight.
Man,
Yeah.
we needed that.
Yeah.
These are things that we need to hear and things we need to act on. You
Right.
know, because like he stated and I stated and you stated, the things that we put into our bodies
Exactly.
tells a lot about our bodies, the reaction we're going to feel after the fact.
So
You
that
know.
first, second, and third opinion is coming from the stuff that we're doing to ourselves.
This is
We
why
need
I
to fix it up.
came to this conclusion. We need to change things.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts with us.
Yes.
Okay? So, with that, we're going to say have a good night, have a good week, continue to stay safe. Next week's topic will be with men of wisdom. Men of wisdom that been
Okay.
through things in our lives that they would like to talk about. So I hope you guys tune in. So continue to stay safe. Peace out.
Peace.
I'm up against the fight of my life. I'm so afraid to sleep at night. You won't get away. It's time for me to let it out.